She's got long legs and short shorts, but she ain't got no teeth. She wears a red bandana on her head and she smiles so sweet. She'll steal your heart, a very first sight should rip apart your soul. She'll torture your mind and waste your time and drag you down the road, 'cause she's a Jezebel, St. Andrew Jezebel, 'cause she's a Jezebel, St. Andrew Jezebel.
This is the St. Andrews Jezebel podcast. Ashley Feller here. I'm a third-generation Panama City native, and I'm also a musician and singer-songwriter. June is Pride Month, and we're so happy to be celebrating the LGBTQ community right here in St. Andrews. I'm glad you tuned in, because I'll be sharing many of the happenings in our town for the upcoming weekend, which is June 4th through 6th. This week, we've got Salty local William Shurbutt-Rardin, who is the Special Events Director for the LGBTQ Center of Bay County and Bay Pride. He's here to talk about all the fun that the LGBTQ Center of Bay County is planning for Pride Month. If you happen to be alive in 1918, would you know how to properly use a telephone? Find out if you've got the skills by listening to this week's old news segment from the St. Andrews Bay News, published in June of 1918. Well, I've got a lot to cover, and it is hot outside, y'all. Get your favorite drink ready and enjoy the show. And now for some community events for the week of June 3rd through June 9th. Here's some breaking news. The first batch of trees are going in Oaks by the Bay Park. In all, there will be 46 trees, and they are to be planted in the park, and 36 of them are live oaks. The grant for these trees was made possible by the Florida Department of Environmental Protection through their Coastal Partnership Initiative. Added bonus, we feel obliged to mention that no squirrels or birds were harmed or injured in the planting of those trees. Then, this Thursday is the last Salty Sunset Market in its current location next to Floriopolis, which is across from Hunt's Oyster Bar. It starts at 4 and then it goes till about 9. There's a nice variety of vendors, and I hear the Ukes will be there. Please follow the market at St. Andrews for all updates on where the Salty Sunset Market will relocate. If you're searching for an exciting outdoor activity, then your hunt is over. Come to Oakland Terrace Park this Saturday, June 5th from 10 a.m. through 3 p.m. and help the Panama City Quality of Life Department paint an interactive sidewalk mural the entire community will enjoy. This event is open to children of all ages, and refreshments will be provided. June, as we know, is National Pride Month. Here's some of the activities coming up this weekend. This Friday, June 4th, is the Doggy Diva Salon Day at Le Bon Temps. This event is sponsored by Le Bon Temps, Bay Pride Panama City, the LGBTQ Center of Bay County, and the Salty Hobo. There will be free grooming to the contestants of the Doggy Diva Drag Show, and the drag show will be at the Bay Pride Summerfest. Doggy Guest Officer Mugshot will be there, and you can register at socksthemayor@gmail.com. The Bay Pride Summerfest will take place this Saturday, June 5th from noon to 10 p.m. at the Salty Hobo, located at 1118 Bayview Avenue from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock. There are stilt walkers and balloon artists. At 3 o'clock is the Doggy Diva Drag Show, and there will be prizes. This is hosted by Socks, the Salty Dog Mayor of St. Andrews. Then at 5 p.m., there will be a drag show featuring Bella Nouveau, Alestina Jade Samore, and Raven Samore. At 8 p.m., there's another drag show featuring Bella Nouveau, Regina De Laurentiis, Lola Pop, and Betty Esom. My apologies if I mispronounced any of your names. Then at 10 o'clock, True Soul will be in concert, and there will be vendors and community outreach services and royal entertainment by DJ Bam Bam. This event is sponsored by the Salty Hobo, Le Bon Temps, and the LGBTQ Center of Bay County, and I also believe Bay Pride of Panama City, Florida. For more information, contact William at 850-774-1704, or also William at lgbtqcenterofbaycounty.org. Next Monday, June 7th, is Little Fest at the Tap Room. Bring your friends and enjoy nice cold craft beers while you listen to some of the best musicians around. Then, next Wednesday, is the Floriopolis Creatives Meetup and Acoustic Jam hosted by yours truly. This is from 6 to 9, and for the first 45 minutes or so, we'll have a discussion about the topic of the month, which will be announced over the weekend in the Floriopolis Volunteers Group. And then at 7, the musicians are welcome to take part in a low-key acoustic jam, and everyone else is welcome to hang out and talk about creativity, play games, and try out our new 10-minute art project, Art on the Spot. Since Father's Day is coming up this month, I thought I should share that the Salty Hobo is planning an event called Father's Day Grill Your Face Off, and that will take place on June the 20th. All dads 18 and over are invited to participate. Contestants are responsible for providing their own grill or cooker, all necessary food to prepare their entry. Food preparation may be done before the event, but final grilling must take place on location. All contestants must be set up by 9 a.m. at the Salty Hobo, and first come, first serve with available space. The contestants will present a barbecued dish, one main item, and one side item, and the judging will begin at 11 a.m. That's all I've got for this week. Tune in next week for more, and happy Pride! One of the best things about St. Andrews is that you can see live music every day. That's right. There is live music being played somewhere in St. Andrews 7 nights a week. Fortunately, my friend Ken Shafer creates and publishes a weekly schedule for St. Andrews as well as most of Bay County. Ken's spreadsheet schedule is updated often when there's any changes. Ken also shares individual music events and is walking the walk and talking the talk when it comes to supporting live music. Not only does Ken supply the music schedules, but he attends several music performances a week and takes fantastic photos of the musicians. As a working musician myself, I feel blessed to have Ken and his wife Donna as treasured members of our local musical family. Make sure you like and follow Ken's page, Salty Sounds in St. Andrews, and Oh Boy Music on Facebook, so that you'll always know where all the live music will happen. Thank you so much, Ken, for everything you do. William is a 55-year-old openly gay man living with his husband Stephen of 8 months, their 3 dogs, and 5 cats in Panama City Beach, Florida. William and Stephen first met in 2001. They started dating in February of 2012, and they were married on October the 10th of 2020. In 1987, William became a resident of Panama City Beach when he and his mother relocated from Talladega, Alabama, and purchased their home near the NSA base. After 35 years in the food and beverage industry, William retired and immersed himself into the local LGBTQ advocacy and pride work full-time. He's been involved in the local LGBTQ pride events and fundraisers for 6 years, and then also 3 years with the LGBTQ Center of Bay County. William was instrumental in the creation and execution of Bay County's first LGBTQ Pride Festival, which was in 2019, with approximately 2,000 attendees, and is about to execute the first Bay Pride Summerfest in St. Andrews, which will be at the Salty Hobo, and he's also coordinating the second Bay Pride Fest in Panama City for October the 16th. William's motto is, "When we laugh, we learn, and when we learn, we love." Good morning, William. Please tell me a little bit about the LGBTQ Center of Bay County and how it came to exist in St. Andrews.
Good morning, and thank you for having me today. The LGBTQ Center is just recently celebrated our 3rd anniversary. The way it came about was a woman by the name of Cindy Wilker had a vision. She wrote a business plan, and then she executed it. She's our founder and our current president. In Bay County, she saw that we had a need here. The LGBTQ community is rather large here, honestly, and there were no services here for us that are LGBTQ specific. The school systems were not friendly towards our kids, and there's still quite a ways to go with that. But there was a need, and that's why we're here.
And what is your organization's primary mission?
Our primary mission is to educate, to provide referral services, and to create a better relationship within the community between the LGBTQ population and the greater community of Bay County. We not only serve Bay County, but we also serve all surrounding areas.
Just a moment ago, you mentioned that the center provides services to the community. Can you describe some of those services?
Yes, I'd love to. The number one service that we're most proud of is that we offer a weekly 13 to 18-year-old peer support group for LGBTQ youth and their allies. As I said, the school system has not been very supportive of LGBTQ youth and even of the allies historically. So we saw that there was a great need for these kids to have a safe place to come to and to learn and to just talk and to be accepted and know that they are safe. We are the only 13 to 18-year-old peer support group that meets weekly in the entire north region of Florida, all the way from state line over to Jacksonville. And on average, we have 12 to 15 kids every Monday. Last month when I was there, we had 22, and we have had as many as 25. So if those numbers don't tell you something, then I don't know what else to do, because the kids are coming out, they're here, and they need the adult support and help. Some of the other services we provide are, we have a transgender support group that meets bi-weekly, and then something else that we have is something that is very unique and I've not seen anywhere else yet, and that is a transgender spousal support group that meets bi-weekly as well. We were doing it on about a bi-monthly basis, a food drive at our center, in conjunction with Feeding the Gulf Coast. Each time we purchase 10,000 pounds of food and give that away to anyone who steps up wanting it. We believe in being good community neighbors, being a good community partner, and our focus isn't just on the LGBTQ community. We do help everyone. Anyone who comes to us seeking help, we will help. One prime example of that is this past year, we had a young mother with an infant who was a victim of spousal abuse, and she needed to get away. She contacted us, and we helped her with that, and also with some partners that we have in the community. And this girl does not identify as LGBTQ, but she needed help, and that's just one example. We have youth here. Thankfully, within our group, we have not lost any of our kids. But sadly, kids die every day from suicide because of not being accepted by their parents or their family or their friends, because of abuse or bullying. We have had a teen here. It was an extreme case of self-mutilation that we've helped. Kids that get kicked out of their homes, we help in partnership with Anchorage Children's Home and some of the other services around. So the need is great here, and we're always open to start another service if we see the need.
So how can the public support your organization? What are its needs?
More cooperation. We need more cooperation from the school board. We need more cooperation from the city, and just people to search their hearts and do some self-reflection and understand that we are not the big bad boogeyman. We're not evil people. We're not the things that people like to try to make us out to be. We're everyday folks. We're just like you. We get up, we go to work, we build our families, we raise our kids, we support our community, we pay our taxes. We do everything that you do, except who we love may be different. I'm happily married. That was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. And I was only able to get married because some people cared. They cared enough to step out of their box and help us. Those are our allies. Without our allies, we will have nothing. The allies help us get our legislation passed. They help us raise funds. Again, it's just open your hearts, do some self-reflection, and just realize that we're humans like everyone else.
That's beautiful. I'm really happy for you. You're actually a newlywed. Did y'all get married here in Panama City?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we live here. I moved here in '87, and my husband has been here for, over 20 years, and this is our home. We live in the home that my mother had purchased in '87 when we first moved down here. We got married at Papa Joe's. We had a lovely wedding on 10/10/2020. Yes, that's the anniversary of Hurricane Michael, but we chose that date for a specific reason, and especially in 2020. The year was horrible for everyone. Michael was horrible for everyone. So many people have bad memories of that day. And so we wanted to reclaim that day and make something joyous out of it. That's why we held a community-wide, basically big gay wedding. Everyone was welcomed. Whether we knew you or not, everyone was welcome. Being in an outdoor venue, we felt that it was safe. We did practice some COVID protocol. Yes, we did. We got married here, and we couldn't have asked for a better venue. It was beautiful.
Congratulations to you both. I really wish I had known you then so I could have attended. That would have been, like you said, I'd rather have the memory of that than the hurricane. So we'll just have to celebrate your anniversary next year.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I'd love to.
And going back, what else do you wish the public knew about our local LGBTQ community?
That we're vibrant, we are large, and every day or every week I have people to contact me and say, hey, look, we're getting ready to move down there. Or my wife and I live in whatever state, but she owns a home down there and we're getting ready to retire down there. Can you give us some names of some inclusive churches? Or can you give us the names of some neighborhoods that we would enjoy? Can you give me names of a realtor that will work with LGBTQ? Our population is steadily growing here. But other than that is that we love being a part of this community, and we especially love St. Andrews. Our center is located in St. Andrews behind the St. Andrews Episcopal Church. We are not church-based or related. We just simply rent the space from them, and they've been wonderful to us. But we love St. Andrews. And we love providing events in St. Andrews. Our events are not just parties, but they're outreach programs. Anytime we can create a safe environment and we can bring in some fun, people that are different can come together and actually learn from each other. And if you learn about each other, then there's an acceptance and there's a change of heart. And with a change of heart, you have a change of mind. When you have a change of mind, you have a change in the world that is greater than ourselves. But we're here. We're not going anywhere. In fact, we have plans to expand. We're currently working on providing healthcare for LGBTQ people here. We currently do not have a doctor that will even examine a transgendered person or child. There are actually doctors who will refuse services to us here. And so that is one of the needs that we have here that we're currently working on fulfilling, because everyone needs to be seen by healthcare professionals.
We all know that June is Pride Month. Happy Pride Month.
Thank you. Happy Pride.
What kind of fun and educational things are planned for this month?
There's a variety of things, in fact. Let me back up a little bit. On the 22nd of last month, the center participated in the Crew of St. Andrews Mardi Gras Parade again. This was our third year as the center being in the parade. And prior to that, the P-Flag chapter that was here had started the tradition for us to be at that parade. This year, we unveiled our brand new float that the amazing people here at Floriopolis and the amazing volunteers painted so beautifully for us. They did an incredible job. But we unveiled our float, and for us, that was a pre-kickoff. It was a personal thing to our pride, because we were very proud of that float and the purpose of the float. But some of the events that we have going on, starting on Friday, the 4th, at Le Bon Temps Pet Boutique right down the street here, Miss April has been so gracious to step up and sponsor our Doggy Diva Drag Show that'll be happening at the Bay Pride Summerfest at the Salty Hobo on Saturday the 5th. Miss April is also holding a Doggy Diva Salon Day for anyone who pre-registers for the Doggy Diva Drag Show, where the contestants, as we call them, can come in and receive whatever grooming services that they'll need to get ready for their big competition. Of course, this is all tongue-in-cheek, but the fun is real nonetheless. And then, of course, on Saturday the 5th, Bobby Beard and Scott and Jake down at the Salty Hobo have been just super amazing for us. They will be hosting and sponsoring our Bay Pride Summerfest. This is something new for us. This relationship with the Salty Hobo and Bobby and the guys is a few months old now. But we'll be having vendors set up. We'll have vendors that a lot of them are artistically geared, but we'll also have some 501c3s and some of the agencies around that'll be there as well. We'll have, like I said, the Doggy Diva Drag Show, but we'll also have 2 Diva Drag shows at 3 o'clock and 8 o'clock. We'll have a new drag queen, Miss Bella Nouveau, who just recently moved here and will making her Florida debut in Panama City and is looking to become a leader in the community themselves. But I also have drag queens coming from Pensacola and Biloxi. Some of them, this will be their first time here, and we're really looking forward to it because they all give stellar performances, and it's just a great fun time. But then again at 10 o'clock, we'll have True Soul taking the stage, performing live for us, and it's just going to be an amazing day. And then on Sunday, to wrap up the weekend, we will have the queer art show at the Zen Garden on Panama City Beach with more vendors as local queer artists and musicians as well will be performing. There'll be raffles there. And then on the 27th, we'll skip ahead to the back of the month. On the 27th, we'll have two things going on. In fact, one will be the drag brunch at the House of Henry, which is sponsored by Miss China Moon, one of the local drag queens that's been here for a long time. And then at 4 o'clock, we'll be doing the Gay the Hathaway March across Hathaway Bridge, which has become a tradition for the last Sunday of Pride month of June. Last year, we had approximately 200 people. We expect more this year. And that begins at 4 o'clock. Anyone is welcome to come out and support us. Just put on your best Pride gear, put on your colors, and make your signs, and come on out. But then in October, on October 16th, we are planning our big Bay Pride Fest. October is unofficial Gay History Month, but it also has Coming Out Day in October. We've decided to move our big Pride Fest from June to October, one, for the weather, and two is that we have a lot of LGBTQ people that are in the service industry that cannot get off during the middle of peak season. We're really looking forward to that. That'll be in downtown Panama City.
That's fantastic. I attended one of the Pride celebrations in McKenzie Park a couple of years ago, and that was so much fun. I had a ball watching Ron Marasco win everything.
Thank you. I'm so happy you came out to that. That was truly a labor of love. I got involved with the center because I had been with a now defunct Pride organization, and my husband and I did their first big event. At the time, he was managing the old Buccaneer Lounge, and we had an amazing dinner and show for them, and that just got me involved into the work that I'm into now. 3 years ago, when Hurricane Michael hit, it took off our roof, so we were shut down for 6 months. And when we had the grand opening again, my husband and I went to that grand opening party, and I got to talking to Cindy and said, hey, look, I have a dream. I want to bring a Pride Fest to Panama City. Can you help me with that? And she said, let's talk. And eight weeks later, we threw the first Pride Festival in Bay County. And that was the one you were at. So thank you for coming out. My personal goal was I hoped that we would get 500 people. And instead, we ended up with about 2,000 through that park that day after a major rainstorm that morning. But that was okay. I washed everything away, and it watered the seeds, and out of the ground, the flowers sprouted, and the park filled up with beautiful people. But yeah, that I always love to hear when someone says, hey, I was at that, and that I had a great time, because then those people go out into the community, tell their friends, say, hey, look, this was my experience. So thank you.
Oh, absolutely. That was a wonderful day. One of the best things about that day was seeing all the youth. There was a lot of young people there that day, particularly high school, early college age students, and they were giving out Pride heart stickers. And I kept mine, and I always keep it on my tip jar just as a pleasant memory of that day. For when I'm performing, I can look at it and remember that day. And it made me very happy to see everyone so happy, celebrating everyone's uniqueness and belonging. And going back, what do you love about having the LGBTQ Center here in St. Andrews specifically? How's y'all's experience been?
Our experience is getting better. Yeah. I know that the organizations down here in St. Andrews has reached out to us in the past for donations and such, and we've stepped up for those and all. We have tabled down at the market sometimes. But then in March, when the Salty Hobo reached out to us about creating a once-a-month drag show on a Thursday night down there, that really opened up the door for us. And the door is swinging wider and wider for us in St. Andrews. We love St. Andrews. This is a charming little village, a charming community. We love it. In fact, anytime anyone asks me, where should I look for a home? The first one I mention is St. Andrews, and that's how much we love this place. They have been, for the most part, very welcoming and open to us, and have shown excitement in creating a stronger relationship and creating more events down here. And as long as that keeps going, we're going to stay here.
Is there anything that you'd like to share with the community that we perhaps didn't arrive at?
Again, it just goes back to opening your hearts and opening your minds. With the things that are going on in our country right now, with the laws being written and signed just as recent as yesterday here in Florida, banning the trans athlete. A lot of these laws were not written because there was a reason. They were written because someone said we need to do this. And to us, that's an attack. There was no need for these laws. But we need the public's help. We need our allies' help. We have the Equality Act waiting to be signed in DC right now. And the Equality Act, all it simply does is guarantees and ensures us equal protections and rights under the law that any heterosexual individual to enjoy on a daily basis as an American citizen. We do not get to have all those same rights and protections. We don't want special rights. We don't want gay rights. We just want equal rights. That's why it's called the Equality Act. Right now, we have countless children that are in the foster care system that are looking for loving homes. And it has been made harder and harder for LGBTQ families to adopt these children. And you're not hurting the LGBTQ people, you're hurting these children. Because if we want families, we'll find a way to have our families. But there's a lot of loving homes out there that are willing to accept these children that are oftentimes cast away. That back during the AIDS epidemic, when the babies started being born with AIDS, it was oftentimes the LGBTQ community that stepped up and took those babies in. Oftentimes, nursed them, took care of them until they passed, because the medicines weren't there yet. We're a castaway, throwaway community, and we're changing that, and we're trying to change that for the other castaway, throwaway humans that walk this earth with us. I could go on, but we have a certain amount of time to work in, I understand that, but thank you for this opportunity.
How can folks find you online?
We're easily reachable. If you want to go online, just look up LGBTQ Center of BayCounty.org. We're on Facebook, LGBTQ Bay County FL. We're on Instagram at LGBTQ Bay. And you can email us at info@lgbtqcenterofbaycounty.org. So there's all kinds of ways to easily find us.
I believe in y'all, and thank y'all so much for being here. And happy Pride Month. Thank you, William.
Happy Pride.
Thank you for being here today. Until then, till next time, keep St. Andrews salty. If you lived in St. Andrews in 1918, would you know how to properly use the telephone? This is an advertisement from the St. Andrews Bay News from the Southern Bell Telephone and Telegraph Company. I got a kick out of this, and I hope you will too. How to use the telephone. Did it ever occur to you that you might not be using the telephone in the right way? Do you speak sideways, above, below, or 6 inches away from the transmitter of your telephone? You should talk directly into the transmitter, not simply at it. Keep your lips about 1 inch from the mouthpiece. Speak in an even tone. It is not necessary to shout. There is much that can be said about the proper way to telephone, but these little rules will help. When you telephone, smile. Southern Bell Telephone and Telegraph Company. W.S. Chambliss, Manager. Thank you so much for listening to episode 32 of the St. Andrews Jezebel podcast. Thank you so much, everyone, for subscribing and sharing the podcast with all your salty friends. If you haven't subscribed, then please do. The theme song was written by me and recorded by Dave Schwartz at Boundless Sounds on the campus of Gulf Coast State College, and the show was recorded by me in my music room. Till next time, keep St. Andrews salty.
Red lipstick, so thick, and a push-up bra. Tramp stamp, stretch marks, and a lacy thong, 'cause she's a Jezebel. St. Andrew Jezebel, 'cause she's a Jezebel. St. Andrew Jezebel.